Welcome everybody to the Chess Lab. Today we are on the episode 5 of the Road to 2500, rating rapid on Lichess. Sometimes you see me look up because I can see my second monitor with the recording screen. Okay, so e4, we know what to do, c5. I adjusted the chessboard so everything is fine. And finally we get the Alapin. This is what I play against the Sicilian myself when I choose one e4. And that's just a very good opening. Now we are following Nate Solon, Nimzovich Sicilian repertoire, which after knight f3 instead of c3 would be knight f6. And since after c3 one of the main moves is indeed knight f6, let's play it, right? Okay, of course we get booted around. d4, here white is threatening c4, d5. I know it because I also played. So taking is the best approach. And here I think knight c6 is the move, if I'm not completely insane, but I think that's the move. And okay, here knight to f3 is played, and here what to do? I think just challenging the center is the way to go. Bishop to c4. Here there are a couple of options. Knight b6 is a move, obviously, but I'm not super sure. I think the move is e6 here. I think that's the move. I think that's the proper way to continue. Or perhaps d takes e5. Oh, I'm having a doubt here, because of course, you know, the knight is hanging, that's the threat. If you see a threat, don't panic, just think logically about it and try to understand what to do. Again, you can support the knight, you can retreat the knight while also hitting the bishop, or you can take d takes e5, and this, of course, would defend. That's a discover defense, not a discover attack, but still, that would defend the knight. D takes, pawn takes. I'm not super sure about this actually, unless here I have bishop e6. I do not remember. I do not remember this at all. It may be it may be takes. But okay, you know what, this time I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, so what if I play this? They take, I take, I'm gonna take them eventually, so let's just do this. Okay, let's just play 6. Let's not spend too much time. Of course, I wanted to investigate this position a little bit more, but I'm like, no, let's not waste time, and let's just focus on trying to get a game. Even here, I could take, for sure, but I think that bishop e7 is a little bit more accurate, perhaps. If they take, I think I'm gonna take with the queen. They play queen e2, I think this is main line. And here, this is already tough, but I think that here taking or playing queen c7 is perhaps the main move. So what is white threatening? White is threatening to take, maybe, not sure. But here after take and take, there is no more pressure on this side, obviously, and because of these reasons, maybe that's a good idea. The alternative is to castle. What happens if I just castle? Is this that bad? Maybe there are lines with knight c3 actually, so I think that castling is indeed the move. What are they threatening? I castle, they take. Of course, you want to look at your opponent's forcing moves. I take back, and if they take, I just take. They have an isolated pawn. If they push, I just take it. I think castling is okay. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm expecting knight c3. And listen, if castle is not the move, well then maybe hopefully we are throwing our opponent out of theory. If my opponent has Ganguly's course, we are done for, because Ganguly's course is the best course on the Alapin from the white side. It's just great. Okay, knight c3, that may be it. So now there is a threat on this knight, which is quite serious. So I think that now taking is the best move, unless I'm completely insane. And again, I'm trying to speed up a little bit also because our opponent today, if you notice, is rated 2225. So it's a very strong player. And here I think that taking is the move. I really think that taking is the move, and then playing queen c7. Unless we play queen c7 immediately, but I don't think so. I may be completely off and this is losing, but I'm gonna try to go for this. This is what I remember, and this is again what we are gonna go for. And yes, I think that now queen to c7 is the move, but I feel like from the white side, this was in Ganguly's course, and white can get some nice positions here. I have to play very precise after this, and I'm already down on time. My opponent knows the ideas, and I think that he knows also the next move, which I don't. It could be bishop g5, which makes a lot of sense, and if I take, he gets some interesting attack. Bishop d3 perhaps also. It's tough. It's not easy. We both have the bishop pair. Okay, rook e1, it feels not super sharp. And now it's time to think logical about what's going on. So what's the idea of rook e1? The idea of rook e1 is to overprotect this pawn, so that the moves knight to g4 and, sorry, knight to g5 and queen to h5 can be made a little bit easier. So, okay, now playing h6, which prevents knight g5, yeah, no, of course, if you play knight g5 immediately, I just win here. So rook e1 overprotects this pawn. That's the obvious idea. Yes, absolutely. So, okay, now it's time to understand what to do. He wants to play knight g5, which again, now this is defended, so this is playable. And it's not super obvious to find a way to prevent this idea. Again, I could go h6, but then it feels like these light squares are really weakened. What else can I try? I could try to play b6, bishop b7, but it feels like this is already losing even. I could try to play something like rook e8 or rook d1 with the idea bishop to f8, knight to e7, which will basically play in a very defensive way, but perhaps good way, nonetheless. And also rook d8 has this idea of playing bishop d7, bishop e8, but okay, after b6, what are they gonna go? They're gonna go here, perhaps. And after this, what do I play? I'm gonna play h6. Do they have tactics? It doesn't feel like that. Do they wanna go here? But no, that can't work, I just take here. And they don't have any attack. So maybe b6 is playable here. And if it's not, I'm gonna learn my lesson. I'm gonna go with b6. I should have played b6 much faster. I think bishop g5 is the move, after which probably just h6. Because again, if bishop here and you take, well, then you're playing kinda into their hand, aren't you? Even though after that there is knight takes and this bishop hangs. So there are tactics on this guy. There are tactics on this bishop. I think bishop d3 is a move that they have to eventually play. And that maybe h6 is a good idea. Yeah. It's not super easy. Hopefully they are out of their preparation. They are thinking a little bit now, which is a good sign. But they have such an easier position. It's unbelievable. But okay, let's not lose hope. Let's not lose the fire. Let's try to not get checkmated, because if I don't get checkmated, then these two guys are weak. I think there was a game with the black pieces, Vladimir Kramnik in a Title Tuesday, and with the white pieces, it was a woman, I don't remember exactly who, not Hu Yifan. What a joke. I think Goryachkina or something, and Kramnik demolished her. But I don't remember the game, so it's kind of useless. Okay, now he wants to go bishop d3, obviously. And I don't see a good way to prevent this. If I go bishop b7, bishop here, I'm just gonna go here. And it feels like I'm not dead yet, even though... Ugh. I can't even try to sacrifice material because it just doesn't work, it feels like. So I'm just gonna go bishop b7, and if I lose, I lose. What you gotta say? Maybe knight here is also a threat, but you can't stop all the threats. Now I go here, and here I have some ideas. Ooh, that's so ugly. He attacks this rook. I want to move it here already though, and then I'm setting up some discoveries perhaps. So I'm not sure about this one. Do I have discoveries on the queen? Like here, takes, doesn't work. Yeah, no, nothing works, so I have to play active. I don't see sacrifices for the time being, which is good. If he goes here, for example, already I think that this works. And after he take, I take here. And I don't see way to punish this initiative. I have some threats on my own, believe it or not. I think that this move is not the most precise, because you want a queen here perhaps with a knight here, and then if I take, then the dark squares are over. And he kind of understands that, but now this works, doesn't it? This just works. Because no, it doesn't work. What am I talking about? That doesn't work at all. Oh, but I can go here. What's his idea here? What's his idea here? What's his idea here, huh? He wants to go here perhaps, but I can just repeat. Also, this falls, and there is no checkmate. So after this, what is he gonna do? He's gonna go back. But if he goes back, that's not terrible for me. Let's attack this queen. I think my opponent is going in the wrong direction a little bit, but at the same time, the position is still unbelievably difficult. And also I'm freeing the e7 square for my knight, very important, which can jump to defend some key squares. If he goes here, I'm actually gonna take, because this is not checkmate. It looks terrifying, but it's not checkmate. Okay, he goes here. Now, are there tactics? I take, he takes, and I have nothing. Of course, if I take and if he takes with the queen is great. Oh no, because he actually defends, so that's not good. Let me see. Going here attacking the bishop makes no sense because I'm just allowing him to regroup. I want to go here, but what's my continuation? Well, there are no threats on the dark squares at the time being. He's gonna go here, but then I threaten checkmate even. And it's not so clear how we're gonna parry all the threats. Well, he can play this, so that's not great. I could try to go here perhaps, to try to double up. He plays this. I jump in, it takes, take. It may be what I'm looking for. This is a very tough position, unfortunately. Knight e7, what's the future of that knight? But what's the future of this rook after he just plays this? It makes no sense, doesn't it? Very tough position. I feel like there's something. But I can't quite find it. What if I play bishop back here? Yeah, but that makes no sense. But after this also the bishop is not... But okay, let's do it. I have to play something. Bishop here is annoying, but I can just move my rook, I guess. I can just play this, for example. Knight here also looks decent, but then I start to jump. But he takes and he pushes, that I don't like. So that's something that concerned me. What am I threatening even? Not sure. Well, the queen is tied down to the defense of this guy. My bishops are open now, but I have 1 minute 44. Unfortunately, the position is so rich, so interesting. But yeah, and also I'm starting to open up this queen, which is something very important to notice. I may want to go here to hit this guy. Yeah, I may just want to do that. Yeah, and I'm also controlling the key square f6. The question is on bishop g5, what do I play? I think rook d7. But then bishop to g5. But then rook to d5. Don't like it. No, but wait. Here I can play bishop c6. Yeah, I can just play bishop e6, and if he takes, I'll take with the knight. So here, no, I can actually go here. That would be pinned, but then I have a6 winning a tempo. Tricky stuff with bishop g5 coming. Tough. Very difficult, very difficult. So bishop here, rook here, bishop here, he takes. I take with a knight. Okay, he goes all in, but I'm not sure about it. I'm not so sure about it. So I can go here hitting this pawn already, which I think I want to do, unless I'm missing something. Because if I go here, he goes here, I take, he pushes, and then what happens? I take, he takes, I go here. Feels open, but maybe it's not dead. I could also take and then implant my knight here, which looks fantastic. He has to take, and then I take, and then he pushes. Okay, let's go here. I'm hitting this pawn. Not sure what my knight is doing apart from that. But I'm hitting a pawn which will come with a tempo on the queen, which is good, kind of. I also now have the bishop e7, the e7 square for my bishop, which will also open up this queen. If he plays c4, that's probably critical, but I planned on playing knight b4, which hits the bishop. It gives me at least a tempo, at least. And then I'm gonna figure it out. And if he starts to trade pieces after pieces, then it kind of feels like my position is a little bit more manageable. Also, bishop f8, bishop e7 are very important defensive ideas. And yeah, it feels like my position is not completely insane, even though it looks scary, but I don't have a good feel for these positions because I don't have many experience in them, especially from the black side, but truth be told, not even from the white side. So I'm really not sure. Okay, he perhaps wants to do something here, but now I can just go back here. So bishop e7, he pushes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes with the bishop, and I have to take the queen. So it's better to play this. If my calculation is not completely failing me, which it could. Takes. How do I take? Do I take with the king? No, let's take with the rook. It feels so much safer. And now I'm threatening to go here. I should have taken with the king. That's silly. Should have taken with the king 100%. It's so annoying. Should have taken with the king. But no, then knight g5 wins a tempo. Risky to take with the king. He pushes, I take, he takes, I take. He takes with the bishop. I take, he takes. And is this a draw or am I losing? I don't know. He can at least draw, that's for sure. I think I'm losing. I think I'm losing if I do that. He goes here, he wants to enter here, but there is no checkmate. There is no checkmate that I can see, so I take, he enters here. No, but I win his bishop, what is he doing? I don't think that's a good move. No, that can't work. Oh no, it does work. He wants to go here and knight here. How do I stop that? I can't. Oh, that works. Oh, that works beautifully. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in big trouble here. What do? I take, he goes here. Do I have a way to save myself or not? I go here, he takes, and I'm done for. And I'm done for anyways. I'm completely done, it's over. Unless this works. If this works, I'm a genius. But no, it doesn't work. It just goes here. I'm stupid. I'm not a genius. I'm a moron. What am I doing? It's over. I lost. It's over. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Because I thought this was the square. But this is the square. And this doesn't work. If he takes here, I take here. Yeah, it's over. It's checkmate. It's just checkmate. That's so unfortunate. Well, I'm gonna take a piece at least, but yeah, that's very unfortunate. And unfortunately, this is the nature of those positions. It's just I don't know what is he thinking about. Just checkmate, dude. But yeah, that's very unfortunate. I forgot my theory in the beginning. Unfortunately, that's just... And yeah, tough positions to play from the black side, which is something that I knew from the white side too. And I believe in these positions for white, because I have them in my repertoire from the white side. And yeah, the engine can say whatever it wants to say, but the reality is just very tough. It's just very tough. Very unfortunate. This hurts. This hurts a lot. Of course, very, very imprecise game, but what do you want? So, okay, this is all correct. Maybe here there was better. Maybe e6 is not good because it seems like the evaluation is not giving it us. Yeah, it feels like knight b6 is by far the main move. So already here I'm making some opening mistakes. Let me put it down. Okay, knight b6. Okay, so e6, castle, bishop e7, queen e2, castle, knight c3, knight takes, b takes, d takes, d takes, queen c7, rook e1, b6, queen e4, bishop b7, bishop d3, g6, bishop h6, and here knight... Okay, oh, beautiful move. Yeah, I completely missed this idea. So knight b4 has the idea that, yes, my rook is hanging, but I'm attacking the queen. And once the queen moves, it doesn't matter where, let's say to e2, I'm gonna take on b3, which removes one of the most important attackers while winning a tempo on this rook. So if you take here, I'm just gonna take here. And if you take here, well, then everything is simplified. Let's see. Bishop takes, that would actually be a blunder, even. Oh, because this will come with tempo, so you can't even take here, because I escape with tempo. And then I take here and I'm up a piece, so that's not possible. So you have to take queen takes d3, but now I just move my rook. And we basically reach the same position, but I have the bishop pair and he doesn't have the light square bishop, which is crucial. And yeah, it's just silly. That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. But knight b4 is a very tough move, but okay, it's good to keep in mind patterns like this when the queen is aligned here. You may have some unorthodox jumps. Very instructive, this knight b4. I completely missed this pattern. Okay, so rook f2 d8, but this is still fine. Queen e3, bishop c5, queen e2, knight e7, okay, h4, and again you see at this position and you look at the engine evaluation and it's like you are completely fine, but practically speaking, especially if you have, as you can see here, 1 minute, black is gonna lose this game most of the times. This is just how it is, because in chess, when you pressure, you have much higher chances. That's why Kasparov loved to attack. He said it himself. I wasn't attacking and then I tried to start attacking and I started to win. I attack because it works. That's what he said. Because that's just, humans can't handle attacks. It's just how it is. Especially with 1 minute. So okay, knight d5 is fine, and look, queen c2, that's even wrong, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Here, what was the move? Better for white, by the way, was rook a to c1 to support the pawn with a rook. And after bishop a3, just take it and try to hold on, which... Okay, and eventually try to trade. Okay, so that was good. But he played it like this. Here I should have... Oh my goodness. Of course. Of course I should have taken. My tactical abilities are completely out of the window, which, again, I'm not focusing on that, but still, this was quite simple. Yeah, I was completely tactically blind. The idea, of course, that once you take, if they take, you take here and you win the queen. That's the idea. But I completely missed it. I completely hallucinated. I mean, I understand it's not that simple, but again, if I want to reach 2500 here on Rapidly Chess, I must find moves like this, like I have to. So, okay, queen c2, and here again, there was this shot. And of course, once you have that, it's a little bit easier. And it's important also to take that knight. This is also important. And here, this position is not so simple, but I have this rook lift which targets this guy here. Not easy to play even here, by the way, but yeah, for example, bishop g5, thank you Stockfish for stopping here, or bishop e7, and you gain control back of the dark squares. Bishop e3 to keep the bishop, rook takes h4, and of course, now for black is a little bit more difficult to get checkmated, obviously. Terrible game by me today. Terrible game by me, but those games happen. So, okay, bishop f8, bishop takes f8, and here rook takes f8, and queen d2. Yeah, but it's just practically, it's just a very good idea to do that. And here I should have played knight takes c3, because here I guess the point is that if this is played, yeah, exactly, I have one move, but it's a good move, which is just taking this guy. I could have also taken with the knight. Why did I reject this idea? Well, I rejected this idea because subconsciously I didn't even look at this, but of course there is something like this, and here you just defend it with rook a to c8, and everything is under control, which is easier said than done, obviously, but it is. And here again, this doesn't work, I assume for the same reason. Yeah, you just take here and you're fine. And what else is there? You can try to, after this move, you can try to trade those bishops perhaps. But here I can take, and that's bad, because after you take back, I have this winning a tempo on the queen, which is not perhaps the easiest to see, but I completely missed this. But here is the thing, I shouldn't overanalyze these moves because they are done with 38 seconds. And this is something that I don't understand. Like, all of my opponents, they play so fast, and in the previous games it kind of went well, but how can people play so fast? Like, it's insane to me. Which is something that I wasn't complaining in previous games because I won them, but I was still thinking about it. It's like, how can they play so fast? It didn't matter again, but still. Now it matters though, because if they beat me, then it matters. I don't understand. It's like, are these positions really so simple? Am I so bad at the game? Maybe. But okay, knight d7, and okay, h4. But you see also the problem, right? In these positions here, I am better. So me thinking more actually yields dividends. It's just that the price to pay is tremendous time deficit, which kind of nullifies it. And then between the guy that has no time and the guy that has some time in an equal position, the guy that has some time is going to win. So paradoxically, it's like... I should play more I shouldn't go for the optimal moves. But to me, that's not chess. That's the problem I have. And this is just something that I say not just in regard of this game, but for example, over the board, the last 3 games I lost in the last month or something, which are, I think, the only games I lost over the board, is because of time. Like, that's literally it. And of course, you make a mistake. It's not that... I lost 0-0 on time, but you make mistake in time travel. That's what I mean. Time travel is my only problem so far. Even here, like, the only thing about this game that I could have perhaps improved was where? Where is that crazy knight move in the beginning here? Yeah, here with 4 minutes, I should have found knight b4. But let's be honest, knight b4 is quite a tough move. Knight b4 is really tough, but perhaps here, you know, after I look at the queen, they threaten checkmate. Okay, so now I'm looking at the queen for the first time because the threat of checkmate kind of nullified my X-ray. But now there is the X-ray for the first time, and my opponent ignores it. So here I should have just taken a little bit more time to see if any discover works. I think that I just blitzed out. How much time did I spend here? Yeah, and here I spent 30 seconds almost. So okay, I didn't completely blitz it out, but here I should have perhaps spent more time. Not sure I would have found knight before, even if spending more time and looking actively for discoveries, but higher chances that I would have found it. Very nice move. But aside from that move, really, I didn't have that many options, because already here I'm down to 1 minute, and so there's very little to be done. Knight takes c3 with down to 1 minute is something that I can't find. Sorry, at least by now. And okay, bishop f8 felt decent, and it is decent, it's just not optimal. Take, king takes is actually, okay. Takes, and here queen d2, and again, look at white. White is playing fast, he's playing confidently, but he's playing bad moves. This is not good, but it doesn't matter, because he's creating a very concrete threat, and if I have no time to kind of think about it, I'm just gonna lose. And so, yeah, this annoys me, because it's something that I thought even, you know, after the loss that I had in round 3 of the tournament that I played, I was thinking, like, I was making a parallelism with Risk. I don't know if you know Risk. In Italian, it's called the Risico, right? With this game where you have this platform and you play with your friends, and you have the little tanks and the territories and all these things. And I was thinking about that game, and I was thinking about the fact that when I play with my friends, sometimes, because I'm a little bit more experienced and all these things, I kind of have a good position, you know. I am the stronger at the platform, but then noticing this, the other players rightfully they ally against me, but not that they do it with malicious intent. It's just that if they don't do it, I win. And so it comes to a point where the first person that gets a serious advantage at that game will most likely not win, because the others ally themselves against you. And so this creates a paradox where in the beginning, if you try to play the optimal way of playing the game, you will most likely lose. But this is something that I can't wrap my head around. It's like, how do you solve this? And in chess is even worse. It's just because of time constraint, right? Like, how can you play faster? Because if I play faster, I'm not going for the optimal move. Because you may say, well, but in these positions you're not even better, but I am. You know, like queen c2 is wrong. You have to find some precise moves, but again, with some minutes to think, it's possible to find knight takes c3. But with no time, you just can't. And so what's the point of finding optimal moves if you don't have time? And you may say, well, try to spend less time, and even if you don't find optimal moves, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but then I make mistakes, and then you look at the analysis and it's like 5 mistakes, 3 blunders, and it's a shit show. Apologies, but it is what it is. It's a clown show, if you prefer. And what's the point of that? Then you have other problems, like you don't know if you are improving or not, because you are not trying to find the optimal move that you can find, and so you don't know where your ceiling is. Like, every way you look at it, there are some very important issues. And I don't know, maybe the solution is just keep playing, and eventually you'll speed up automatically. Which perhaps that's just what it is, but it's still annoying. And I'm not sure if that's the case. Hopefully it is. Queen d2. Okay, here queen takes c3 is wrong, of course, because now after queen h6 it's already catastrophical. And again, with 30 seconds, but it's also a state of mind, like you are playing fast, you're not calm and collected. Because calm and collected with 30 seconds, you can easily find f6, but when you are in the rush, you just can't, you find nothing. Yeah, just f6, but after f6 the position is terrible, but at least you are managing to avoid checkmate, if anything, right? And after f6 is not that easy. After they take, for example, what do? Oh, I can go back with the queen. Yeah, taking with the rook allows knight g5, and taking with the knight, I guess it allows bishop takes. Maybe, probably, let's see. No, this is losing because of... Well, bishop takes is possible, but rook a to c1 is even more accurate, with the idea that this is gonna come, and it's pretty pretty difficult to protect against all these threats, and I get obliterated. And so even after f6, if they take, taking is not even the best move, but if they take, just to show you the practical possibilities, you have to find queen takes f6, which is easy to see now with the engine that tells us. But you know, when you are playing, is not a given that you find queen takes f6. Not to mention this is hanging, but if you take it, you lose. Well, that's easy to see, okay. So you really have to find queen takes and not other takes. And then it's equal, but is still white is the one pressuring it. And you have a weakness now. So yeah, it would have been tough anyways. So knight f4 I played, which I thought I was a genius because for some reasons, I don't know why, but I saw that this was the square of checkmate. And so I'm like, if he takes, I take. And after knight g5, there's no checkmate because the queen is here. And we just trade pieces and I survive. And for some reason, and I'm like, if he plays knight to g5, I play knight to h5 and I defend from checkmate. This is what happened when you don't have time. You hallucinate. But the checkmate is on h2. Sorry, h7. It's not on g7. These are mistakes that you do low on time. And of course, knight g5 is just winning. I randomly played the move and okay, checkmate. I could have resigned after knight g5, but whatever. Yeah, very, very sad game. I didn't even play bad the opening. This was just the fact that you don't have time, which is very sad. Perhaps after bishop c4, maybe knight b6 is the move. Okay, this is something that I'm gonna check in the course, even though I'm not sure that this is in the course, because I never remember ever knight b6. But perhaps it's the move. I really never remember this move. I really never remember it, but it seems pretty clear that this is the best move. So if this position is in the course, knight b6 is 100% suggested. And maybe suggested is d takes e5, perhaps, but definitely not e6. e6 you have to play it if they play bishop c4 earlier. So this is also something that I made a mistake about, because this allows again white to enter in those positions which are just like, this is plus 0.6, the opening is already going wrong. And you saw why, like this is quite bad. But okay, I would love to play another game because I don't like to end up with a loss, but I have some things to do, so I have to go. Okay, so today it was a loss. We go back to the 2000s, you know, because I think doing some quick math, we go back into the 2000s. Not a big deal. It annoys me against this thing of the time is something that, because you have to understand, it's not just this game. Like the last two games, 3 games, one was a blitz game, but let's just count the, let's say, classical games. The last 2 games that I lost were because of time. Like the only reason was time trouble, literally. It's just, it's quite annoying. That's the only reason I lose, you know. But yeah, I'll see if I find a way to counter that. Having said that, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your chess.